There are plenty of people who have responsive audiences but are not making enough money to be able to be financially free. And the best opportunity that I see in the business world is to partner with content creators who have audiences and who have reach, and being the business person behind the scenes who creates the product, who creates the strategy to be able to build a legitimate business behind that person's content. We'll go over exactly how to do that next. Have you noticed that there are a lot of celebrities who are launching physical product brands? For example, a friend of mine gifted me a set of like 12 bottles of white wine recently as a thank you for me helping them with something in their business. And I was looking at the wine and I turned it over, and on the back was a letter, like a little note from the founder, and it was signed Cameron Diaz. I had no idea that Cameron Diaz, the actress, had a brand of wine. I had no idea. And it's not just her, it's also other celebrities, specifically actors, who have alcohol or wine brands. Ryan Reynolds has one, George Clooney has one. And a lot of celebrities are launching businesses, specifically physical stuff, and they're making way more money than they ever made in their acting career. Specifically, Ryan Reynolds has become very public facing for a lot of the businesses that he's a part of or that he has invested in. And he is earning more as an entrepreneur and as an investor than he has as an actor, which is really saying something. Another example of this is people like Jessica Alba, who partnered with my buddy Brian Lee to start The Honest Company. That same back-end person, Brian, not only built The Honest Company with Jessica Alba, he also started Art of Sport with the late Kobe Bryant. He also started Shoe Dazzle with Kim Kardashian. And he started other businesses as well that have done very well. Now, the vast majority of entrepreneurs, I think, identify more as Brians than they do as Jessica Albas. But the thing is, there are way more Jessica Albas out there than there are real business people who are starting products and setting the vision for that face to actually have a business and not just be a public-facing person on the internet. Now, if you think that this video is going in the direction of partnering with celebrities, I'm actually gonna suggest that you do something a little bit different, because every celebrity is being hit up by businesses for partnerships, for spokesperson opportunities, for commercials, and that is really yesterday's strategy. Moving forward, the new celebrity is the upcoming influencer. It's the upcoming content creator who is doing content on YouTube, Instagram, and other platforms. And since most of them are overlooked by big businesses, you have an opportunity to serve as the business owner behind content creators. A friend of mine here in town, his name is Steve, did exactly this. A few years ago, he noticed that there was an Instagram influencer with about 30,000 followers, but a really engaged group of followers. And he reached out to that influencer, his name is Zach, and said, I really like your content and I would love to help you grow this channel. Now, he was doing healthy recipes for pizza and healthy cakes and other recipes that were perfect for people who are tracking their macros and still delicious. And Steve reached out to Zach and said, I'll serve as the growth engine behind all of this, which was great news for Zach because he was still working a full-time job and just wanted to be able to create more content. When Steve came in and started being a little bit more strategic about the way they grew, their audience really blew up. But more importantly, they went from doing sponsorships, which felt kind of forced and not very value-driven, to building a 7-figure business that now allows both of them to be full-time entrepreneurs and to go all in on their audience. So my suggestion for where the puck is heading, where the next opportunity is to create partnerships with content creators and influencers and to leverage their audience to build whatever business excites both of you the most. Now at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, that sounds like a cool idea that might work, but how would I actually start something like that? And how could I ensure that that would even be successful? Well, the starting point for making sure that this strategy works for you is to begin to add value to relationships with people that you might like to collaborate with in the future. I always suggest that if you're just getting started in the game, that you go after content creators who are just starting to break out. That might look like individuals who are creating content for an audience of 10,000 people. They have 10,000 followers instead of 1 million followers, but their audience is engaged and they're creating content in something that genuinely interests you. So that might look like you just being plugged into the community that you're already interested in. If you follow certain Instagram influencers or YouTube creators and you're really engaged in certain individuals, and you know that if they keep going in this direction that they're gonna grow a much bigger audience, there's a chance that you can open up doors for them and start building a relationship with them. Now, most people will overlook these small content creators, but I like to remind people that in the book, 12 Months to 1 Million, the formula for getting to $1 million is simply 4 products that sell 25 sales a day at a $30 price point. 4 products times 25 sales a day is 100 sales a day. And at a $30 price point, that's about $1.1 million in top line revenue per year. You don't need a following of 100,000 people to be able to get 4 products selling 25 sales a day. You actually need a few thousand or even a few hundred. Because as the snowball starts to build, so does your sales momentum and your word of mouth. So even very small audiences can be hugely impactful for getting a business off the ground and on the way to being a 7-figure business. So if you can open up relationships with individuals who have even a few thousand followers, if they're active, if they're passionate, and they're talking about something that genuinely interests you, then it's an opportunity to consider. So once again, just to recap, it's my opinion that the best opportunity in the business world right now is to partner with content creators and micro influencers because they are the celebrities of tomorrow. As Gary Vee likes to say, your phone is the new generation's television. So celebrities that we put on a pedestal are going to give way to today's influencers. And the more relationships that you can build with people who are creating a lot of content, the more you put yourself in a position to develop a relationship with 1 or 2 that you could consider building a business around. But what kind of a business would you start? There are 2 business models that I think make it predictable to hit 7 figures if you already have an audience that you're working with. The first is my favorite, and it's physical products brands. Just like celebrities are starting physical product brands, I would suggest that you consider the same thing. If you are under 40 years old, you still have a strategic advantage to get ahead of the curve by partnering with content creators and creating products and listing them on Amazon.com. All of the infrastructure that used to be necessary to build a 7-figure or even an 8-figure business is now gone. All you need is to have a product that somebody else makes, access to an audience that somebody else leads, and for you to be able to set the strategic vision for that business to unfold. And my recommendation would be for you to select 4 products that you think you could roll out to the same type of person and get to 25 sales a day. That alone can take you to 7 figures in a matter of months, whereas that used to take years. The second strategy that you might want to consider is using the influence and the reach that a content creator has and building info products around them. So not to get too technical on you, but my favorite strategy for something like this is to build email lists that become your customer base for products that you will release to a group of people. So for example, there's somebody that I have been coaching who does a lot of content for female, I won't call them bodybuilders, but women who are changing their physique by lifting weights. And she's overcoming the objections of working out will make you bulky, or you shouldn't deadlift if you're a woman. And she is creating content that is about those topics. And I've been suggesting to her that she create an info product that is all about sculpting your body and getting a feminine physique through bodybuilding, through weightlifting, through the exercises that she talks about publicly. And if she does that, she'll kill it, she'll crush it, because she has a different spin on the market that most people would do. And that also opens up opportunities for someone like her to create a clothing line, a supplement line, a protein line, a food line, a work at home line, any kind of physical products that could launch alongside the info side of things. Those two models are my favorite business models, especially for people who are just getting into this game. And if you have the connection to someone who already has the eyeballs, who already has the attention, you give yourself a huge strategic advantage that most people are clamoring for years by creating content and building their own audiences. If you just go partner with the audience that's already there and you are the business person behind it, not only can you build a 7-figure business quickly, but you can have multiple businesses. You can be the person who is the quiet force behind all of these influencers who are building exciting companies. And their only job is to keep creating content and to talk about the products that they own because you're a partner with them. That is the fast way to getting to 7 figures, even if you've never done this before. I literally wrote the book on this topic. It's the one that I referenced earlier called 12 Months to 1 Million, which is literally the 12-month plan to building a 7-figure business. I don't care if you buy the book or not. The foundation of the book is to build a small enough audience to be able to get 4 products to 25 sales a day at a $30 price point. But what most people missed when they read the book was that if you have the audience, it can happen even faster. If you have a blog, if you have a YouTube channel, if you have an Instagram following, or if you partner with the person who does, you can get to 7 figures extremely quickly. I know it's an extreme example, but Kylie Jenner built a $1 billion company in 2 years, not from being a reality star, but from having a social media following that she then leveraged to build a physical products brand. She didn't become a billionaire through sponsorships. She became a billionaire by starting her own company and using the audience she had to create a raving customer base that became valued at $1 billion. Now, of course, there's only one Kylie, and you're probably not gonna partner with her, but there are thousands of other influencers who have small enough followings where you can still get their attention, but big enough to still be able to smack a launch, just like you're gonna smash the like button on this video and hit that business to 25 sales a day and get to $1 million a year. That's the best opportunity that exists for new entrepreneurs right now. If you're still here, it means that you're at least having some bells ring in your brain about this being a potential business model that fits your style and your personality. And that's not the case for everyone. Some people do want to be in front of the camera. Some people are weird like me and they want to do both. But if you've watched the video up to this point and you want some additional help, make sure you are subscribed to the channel because we talk a lot about building 7-figure businesses, specifically physical products businesses. Hell, I have an investment fund that invests in businesses that have audiences and are building a 7-figure foundation that they want to sell. And if you want to actually start this journey, head over to capitalism.com/start. That's where our free resources exist to learn more about the model. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments because we went into some strategy stuff that not a lot of people are talking about right now, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. So leave me a comment and I will engage with you there. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll chat with you next time.